He wore the crown of Wakanda. He played legends of the past, and he became a legend himself. But behind the powerful roles, behind the fame, was a man who quietly fought the greatest battle of his life. This is the story of Chadwick Boseman. From humble beginnings to global icon to eternal king. Chadwick Boseman, the man behind the mask. Chadwick Aaron Boseman was born on November 29, 1976, in the small town of Anderson, South Carolina. His mother, Carolyn, worked as a nurse, and his father, Leroy, worked at a textile factory and managed an upholstery business. They raised Chadwick with quiet strength, discipline, and a belief in purpose. By high school, Chadwick had already shown signs of brilliance. After the tragic death of a classmate, he wrote his first play, not just to cope, but to inspire. He went on to study directing at Howard University, a place that would shape his vision forever. There, he met actress Phylicia Rashad, who mentored him and even helped raise money for him to study acting in Oxford, England. That scholarship was secretly paid for by Denzel Washington. Chadwick wouldn't find out for years. But that single act of kindness would ripple through history. Before the world knew his name, Chadwick Boseman was putting in the work. He made guest appearances in shows like ER, Law & Order, and CSI, quietly mastering his craft, one scene at a time. But Chadwick wasn't just an actor. He was a storyteller. He had trained as a director, studied the human experience, and when he finally stepped into the spotlight, he didn't just act. He embodied history. In 2013, Chadwick landed his breakthrough role, Jackie Robinson, in 42. A role that demanded not just performance, but presence. With grace and grit, he brought Robinson's struggle and courage to life. Next came James Brown in Get On Up, explosive, unpredictable, raw. Then he stood tall as Thurgood Marshall, the first Black Supreme Court justice. Again and again, Chadwick chose to portray real Black heroes, men who changed history. He didn't just play roles, he carried legacies. With every performance, he reminded the world, Black stories matter, and they deserve to be told with truth and power. In 2016, a new king entered the Marvel Universe. Chadwick Boseman made his debut as T'Challa, the Prince of Wakanda, in Captain America: Civil War, and instantly stole the spotlight, but this was just the beginning. In 2018, Black Panther exploded onto screens worldwide, a celebration of African excellence, royal pride, and ancestral power. It made over $1.3 billion at the box office. But its true value couldn't be measured in dollars. For millions, Black Panther was the first time they saw themselves as kings and queens on screen. A superhero who looked like them and led with honor, wisdom, and heart. Chadwick poured himself into the role, training intensely. He knew this wasn't just a movie. It was a movement. Through T'Challa, Chadwick became more than a Marvel hero. He became a global symbol of strength, unity, and Black excellence. While Chadwick Boseman shined brightly on screen, behind the scenes, he lived in the shadows of peace and privacy. He kept his personal life deeply guarded, not out of secrecy, but out of humility. He quietly married singer Taylor Simone Ledward, the woman who stood by his side through his toughest battles. They wed in secret, just months before he passed. They shared a quiet love, never loud, never public, just real. Chadwick never had children and rarely spoke of his private world. He believed in letting the work speak, not the headlines. While many chased fame, Chadwick chased purpose. He lived simply, worked with intensity, and carried himself with a quiet dignity that commanded respect. He didn't live to be seen, he lived to be meaningful. In 2016, just as his star began to rise, Chadwick Boseman received a diagnosis that would change everything. He was battling colon cancer, a disease he chose to fight in silence. Over the next 4 years, he would go through countless surgeries and chemotherapy, all while filming some of the most physically demanding roles of his life. Most would have stepped away from the spotlight. Chadwick stepped deeper into his mission. He visited children with cancer, even as he quietly fought his own battle. Never for attention, never for sympathy, only to lift others. Purpose is the essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Even in pain, he inspired millions. Not by what he revealed, but by what he endured and how he carried it. On August 28, 2020, the world stood still. Chadwick Boseman passed away in his Los Angeles home after a 4-year battle with colon cancer. He was just 43 years old. The news was a shock. No one knew. Not his fans, not the media, not even some of his co-stars. From Los Angeles to Lagos, New York to Nairobi, the world mourned. Children held up action figures, candlelight vigils lit up city nights, murals appeared overnight. Tributes flooded every corner of the internet. Barack Obama called him blessed. Marvel Studios said he was our T'Challa, our king. But it wasn't just the movies. It was the man, his dignity, his strength, his unwavering mission. Chadwick Boseman left behind more than roles. He left a legacy of courage in silence, of power with purpose, of what it means to live for something greater than yourself. At the time of his passing, Chadwick Boseman's estimated net worth was around $12 million, a testament to a career built on meaningful roles, not just box office numbers. But Chadwick's true wealth was measured in his generosity. He quietly donated millions to cancer research and treatment organizations and supported historically black colleges and universities. After his death, Chadwick's talent was honored with numerous awards, including an Emmy for his role in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and accolades from the NAACP and SAG. His final film, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, earned critical acclaim and showed the world the depth of his artistry, a star whose light continues to shine beyond his years. Chadwick Boseman, a legacy of strength, purpose, and unforgettable impact. Chadwick Boseman believed in something greater than fame or fortune. Purpose is the essential element of you, the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. He inspired a generation, young and old, to live boldly, to carry their heritage with pride, and to dream without limits. His legacy reminds us all: live with purpose, leave a legacy, be the hero of your own story. If Chadwick Boseman's story inspired you, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories of Black icons. Drop a fair in the comments to honor Chadwick's legacy. Stay tuned, more inspiring biographies and stories of Black greatness are coming soon.